Hi everyone, I'm Laura and welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the shakiness and zoom of my face. But today I thought I would get back to some shelving projects I have. So I'm going to do 2 more shelves in the guest room. They should be authors with the last name starting E through M, I believe. So I'm going to turn it around and show you the before. Then I will stop filming just because I have no idea how I'm going to do this without swearing a lot or grunting or dropping things. So I will pull everything off of the shelves, flip them over, dust them, and then I will organize them on a little card table I have next to the shelves here, and then I'll show you each title as I put it back on the shelf. So I will be back in just a little bit. So here are the shelves I'm going to do. Here is E through roughly H, I-ish. And the next one down is roughly, I through M. You can see I have Stephen Fry here. He doesn't quite belong there, but I didn't know where to stick him. So let's see what's underneath this first initial stack because I really don't have any idea. Hi, here we go. Okay, starting with the E's. Mandy by Julie Andrews Edwards. Never read that. Obviously. 8 Ghosts, which is a collection of 8 ghost stories. This is produced by English Heritage. Laura Esquivel's The Law of Love. This also includes a CD with original music, I believe, on it. I love stuff like this when books include music. I know I'm dating myself massively, don't fall, when I say I love CDs with books, but I do. And then Blonde Roots by Bernardine Evaristo. Very clearly a used copy. Okay. All right, here we go. Sorry. Hi. Okay. One of Family by Wendy W. Ferry. She was raised by her mother and who she thought was her father, till after her mother passed away, then she found out that someone else was really her father. So it's sort of a family genealogical nonfiction book. From May 2018, Book of the Month, Small Country by Gael Faye. He is from Burundi. That's the wrong thing I want to look at, Laura. Yeah, born in Burundi. The Fatal Flame by Lindsay Fay. None of these are going to fit, by the way, after a while. And then here are 4 books in a series by Liz Fenwick. So there is The Cornish House, A Cornish Stranger, A Cornish Affair, and Under a Cornish Sky. Okay. Pardon. Next up, 1000 White Women, The Journals of Mary Dodd, a novel by Jim Fergus. Dashing for the Post, The Letters of Patrick Lee Fermer. He was a sort of mid to late 1900s author, travel writer. Supposed to be very good. Never read his stuff, but that doesn't stop me from reading anything. Early Riser by Jasper Ford. That reminds me of something else too. The Invention of Murder, How the Victorians Reveled in Death and Detection and Created Modern Crime by Judith Flanders. City of Dark Magic by Magnus Flight. This is a signed edition. The Guest List, Lucy Foley. Oops, sorry, bumped you. Howard's End, a very 1960s copy by E.M. Forster. And then also Maurice by E.M. Forster. That is not 1960s, very clearly. And then the end of the F's, The Candlemas Road by George MacDonald Fraser. Blue Monday by Nikki French. A Riot Most Uncouth, a Lord Byron mystery by Daniel Friedman. Sorry about that. And Stephen Fry, The Hippopotamus. Now I have his nonfiction some of his nonfiction in another spot. But I'm going to stack these other Stephen Fry's on top of here just automatically. So there's The Ode Less Traveled, Unlocking the Poet Within, Stephen Fry's Incomplete and Utter History of Classical Music, Paperweight, and The Liar. There are 3 books that belong somewhere else on shelves that I found. So there is A Brush with Shadows by Annalee Huber. This is 7th or 8th or something in the Lady Darby mystery series. I have no other ones in the series, so this is going to go downstairs in the basement just because I'm not going to start with number 7. Then I have The Eye of Zoltar by Jasper Fforde. This is the 3rd in his Chronicles of Kazam book series, and I have 1 and 2 in my signed section downstairs. This is not signed, but I have not read 1 and 2 yet, so I might as well put 3 with it. And I don't know how this got in here. It's been here for a long time. This is Jane Vows Vengeance by Michael Thomas Ford. This is the 3rd in a trilogy called Jane Austen Vampire, and it's a different kind of vampirism than I've read in other books, and I really, really enjoyed it. So this is going to go onto my Jane Austen shelves instead of hanging out here on my regular shelves. I might try and read this for Jane Austen July, but not sure. So let me shift those over here. Oh boy. Hang on. I'm back again. You didn't notice I was gone at all. Why did I do that? Laura, you're a ding-dong. Okay, on to the G's. Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, Good Omens. And then I have a bunch of Paul Gallicos. So there's Mrs. Eris Goes to Moscow. Woo! Too Many Ghosts, which is, I think, just a standalone fiction. Found it at a thrift store. Coronation. So this, I think is fiction. Yeah, sort of a humorous novel about the coronation day of Queen Elizabeth II. Mrs. Eris Goes to Parliament. And Mrs. Eris Goes to New York. And that pretty much does me in for the back there, unless I don't want to squeeze. No, can I squeeze? No, that's too big. There'll be a little space in the back there then, that's okay. So on to the double stack part, which is the part I didn't want to happen, but let's just face facts here. I have too many books for this shelf. I mean, let's be clear. I mean, it's true, but it's not true. Okay, moving on. Hunger by Roxane Gay. I think I said that weird. Hunger by Roxane Gay. Oh my gosh. I'm losing my mind, and I've just started. A Few Right-Thinking Men, which by Sulari Gentile. This is the start of a 1930s detective series set in Sydney. And 2 of my Australian friends really like this series, so figured it can't be bad. Then I have Vindication, A Life of Mary Wollstonecraft by Lyndall Gordon. This weighs a friggin' ton. Oh my gosh. Super high GSM paper. The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock by Imogen, is it Hermes? I'll say it like Hermes, like the designer, Gawar. Because I wear the designer stuff all the time, not. BFI Film Classics, The Ghost of Mrs. Muir by Frida Graf. Grafe, Grafe. Murder at Mattingly Grange by Caroline Graham. She wrote the Inspector Barnaby Midsummer Mysteries series. This is just a standalone though. Oh good, the neighbor kids are watching me film this. I'm wondering what the heck I'm doing talking to myself. Hello. Okay, next up, 2 by David Gran. The Lost City of Z. And Killers, Woe of the Flower Moon. They both should be fairly depressing. 2 by Philippa Gregory. Next, Mrs. Hartley and the Growth Center. This is just a standalone, wickedly satirical comedy for the 1990s. Okay, jacket copy. I don't believe you. Then the first of a trilogy, Wideacre by Philippa Gregory. I also have, I think, all of her historical fiction ones in my bedroom in my series shelf. And then The Stranger Diaries by Olly Griffiths. She wrote the she is writing, I should say, the Ruth Galloway series. I'm waiting for the next book to come out. This is a standalone mystery, standalone fiction mystery. So there are my G's. Okay, on to H's. Pardon my rolling. Hi. Oh my god, I'm such a nerd. I'm gonna have to alphabetize as I go here in just a second. Actually, let me pause it. Okay, ready for the H's. The Olivet by Jeanette, is it Hain? H-A-I-E-N? Hain? Not sure. Little thing here. Basil's Dream by Christina Hale. This is a self-published, or actually it's a lie, Livingston Press, University of West Alabama. Contemporary fiction. The Case of the Missing Servant, which is the start of the Vish Puri series, India's Most Private Investigator. This is by Tarquin Hall. Set in India. The Mercies by Karen Milgwood Hargrave. I had to take it off of my currently reading list because it was just too much to handle. Then I have a chunk of Charlene Harris. I have Grave Secret, which is number 3. And then An Ice Cold Grave, which is the 4th in the, oh my gosh, what are these called? What series is this? Harper Connelly series. Harper Connelly can sense dead people and graves and things, so she worked with the cops. So all these are standalone books in the series, but they do go in order, and the cases build on top of each other, so maybe they're not standalone. I just lied. Ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. The very last in the Sookie Stackhouse series, Dead Ever After. I just ripped through these books when my dad, just after he died, my mom was in chemotherapy. They totally saved me. So I am saving this last book. This is the 12th, I think, 13th. Don't know. And then I have 2 Sookie books. A Touch of Dead, which is stories from involving Sookie, and Sookie Stackhouse Companion. I am running out of shelf space quickly, so let's see what fits here. An ARC from 2014 that I took from the library when I worked there. This is The End of Absence by Michael Harris, reclaiming what we've lost in a world of constant connection. Only more and more true. Oh, Chicklet, The Library at the Edge of the World by Felicity Hayes McCoy. I really like British chicklet. Women's fiction, whatever you want to call it. Another, well, this is 2015, I stole from the library. Phenomenal. A Hesitant Adventurer's Search for Wonder in the Natural World by Lee Ann Henyon. And I've got 2 more British chicklety ones. The Long Weekend by Veronica Henry, and, pardon my reach, The Eligible Bachelor by Veronica Henry. Ooh, these might fit. The Eternophiles by Leanna Renee Heber. This is, I don't know what this would be called as. It's published by Tor, so science fiction-y, but it's set in the Victorian era involving spiritualism in some way, and I love spiritualism, so that should be good. Please fit. Sounds Like Titanic by Jessica Chachito Hindman. And I think I can just eke this in over here. You can't see exactly, can you? Maybe you can. I don't know. Is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. Oh, that is a squeeze, but she's in there. So that is one very full. Here we go. Very, very full shelf. So what's going downstairs are the Annalee Hoover. I have 2 by Victoria Holt, The King of the Castle, hardcover, and The Shadow of the Lynx. I have The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. I read Pride and Prejudice. Oh my gosh, wrong thing. I read Practical Magic years ago and did not like it, though I love the movie. This is the follow-up, so who knows with that. And then South Riding by Winifred Holtby. These will all go downstairs. So now, let me empty out. Let's see if I can tilt this. I'm gonna tilt the whole stinking thing. Here we go, ish. This shelf. Flip it, empty it, and see what's there. So I will be back in just a sec. Okay, I'm back. I have I, J, and K on the floor. Then I'll have to pause to get L and M. Also, you probably can hear that thunder outside, so it's just God bowling, as my mom used to tell me. Also, this shelf was not meant to be flipped ever, and it's not going to match the other ones because it's not a finished surface, but I don't care because it is so bowed. It's ridiculous. So we're going to flatten this sucker out. So here we go. Eyes. Woven in Moonlight by Isabel Ibanez. We Are Never Meeting in Real Life by Samantha Irby. And The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. On to J's. I Might Regret This, Essays, Drawings, Vulnerabilities, and Other Stuff by Abby Jacobson. I think this is also signed. Yep. Gray by E.L. James. Yeah, I haven't read that yet. That can go together with Midnight Sun when that thing comes out. And then The Mature Master, Henry James by Sheldon M. Novick. This is a heavy book too. I realized that just above here I put a biography of Mary Wollstonecraft by Lyndall Gordon. I shelved that by the author's last name. But I'm shelving this by subject matter because Sheldon Novick, I'm not going to remember that name. Sorry to say, dude, but I remember Henry James, so it's going to go here. There is a Young Master too that I'm waiting to find a cheap copy for. So far, no dice. Okay, The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Here We Are, 44 Voices Write, Draw, and Speak About Feminism for the Real World, edited by Kelly Jensen. I think Kelly still lives in Wisconsin. I hope. She worked for Book Riot when she was working on that. This is an ARC for The Queen of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. This is one I also stole from the library. When I say I stole from the library, I want to be clear too. It was just an open bookcase in the back, and you can borrow or take whatever you wanted. And often at the end of the month, everything just got dumped in the recycling bin, so I just scavenged like crazy. Because those poor books. Then I have The Music Shop by Rachel Joyce. Okay, on to the K's. We have Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. The Far Pavilions by MMK. So, funny story for this book. This was something I found at the Half Price Books clearance warehouse sale. This is the first year that they came to the Milwaukee area to do it. This was like 3 years ago, I think. And I just sort of hung out at the vintage table and bought a bunch of stuff. Ooh, that was a lightning strike. Not too far. Fabulous. Sorry, distracted. And I bought this copy, this big chunkster. It's all together in one with tiny, tiny print. And then they had a hardcover vintage sort of split in two. I bought them both. And I thought, I'll decide when I get home. They were $1 a piece, who cares? And when I flipped through this one in particular, there was a $100 bill. Actual legal tender. So I got all my books for free that day. And hot tip, if you go through like clearance sections of vintage books, always check for cash, because $100, y'all. I had to keep it regardless. It gave me $100. Like, that's my book now. Okay, Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. The Mystery of Mercy Close by Marian Keyes. Goodbye Vitamin by Rachel Kong. Things in Jars, Jess Kidd. Ooh, I'm assuming you heard that. The View from Saturday by E.O. Konigsberg. Then I have books 1 and 2 in this quartet of books. A Queen in Hiding by Sarah Kozlov and Queen of Raiders. So this series is fantasy, published by Tor, and all 4 books came out 1 month apart, and starting in February, I believe. So February, March, April, May, one after the other. So they're all out now. You can buy them all. And you know, I just bought the first 2. Let's just be realistic here, just in case I don't like it. Insert eye roll here. And then Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan, which I do really want to read. However, I don't like the cover of this. It feels like tacky and dirty. So I'm going to let this go and look for a replacement copy at a thrift shop or something. Also, so I'm not going to shelve this one, and I'm going to put these 3 on my self-helpy shelf. So the life-changing magic of not giving a F. You do you, and get your S together. So those will all go somewhere else. And I'm going to pause this to get my L's and M's together. Okay, let's try this again. I think my footage lost after the case. So here are L through M. First up, Love, Loss, and What We Ate by Padma Lakshmi. The Last Time I Was Me by Kathy Lamb. The Splendid and the Vile by Eric Larson. I love his writing. He's so good. 2 super serious books about politics. Wicked Sexy Liar and The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Clearly I'm kidding. This is the 4th in the, I don't know, Wicked Sexy series. These are much dirtier than their newer stuff. This was the quartet, the last in the quartet they did after their Beautiful Bastards series, which was their first series. And then The Unhoneymooners as a standalone. That was absolutely everywhere last summer. So those are always fun to read their work. And then Tuck by Stephen R. Lawhead. This is the 3rd in the Robin Hood retelling trilogy. All told by different people, different characters, excuse me, and slightly different tenses every time. It's, yeah, really, really good. So I am looking forward to this and waiting for just the right moment. Why, yes, there is a massive thunderstorm happening still. Please ignore the fat wobble of my arms. Okay, next up. The Illustrated Cider with Rosie by Lori Lee. This is kind of a beat up copy, but I really wanted this one. My mom has this copy, but would not give it to me. What the heck? So I bought a used copy. I also have like an actual regular person-size copy of Cider with Rosie, along with the next 2 to round out the rest of the series. As I Walked Out One Midsummer Morning, excuse me, and A Moment of War. Start of a series, A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Some Chunksters by Min Jin Lee. Free Food for Millionaires. I mean, come on, this is huge. And of course, Pachinko. A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. Fun fact, I have never read this book. I am a very bad child of the 80s. This Is Your Brain on Music by Daniel J. Levitin. 2 by Penelope Lively, The Ghost of Thomas Kemp, and A Stitch in Time. I think both of these are set on the Cornish coast, but don't quote me. The Repeat Year by Andrea Logan, or Logan. She is a Milwaukee author. Of Wolves and Men by Barry Holston Lopez. So Barry Lopez was very good friends with my Uncle Rob, who lived in Alaska his whole life. And my Uncle Rob features, I guess, very prominently in this book. They went tracking wolves together, and they were friends for my uncle's pretty much his entire adult life. So when I feel like I can handle reading this, I'm going to try. I have a feeling I'm going to break down crying anyways, because it'll be my uncle at work doing the thing that he loved when he felt really good and sort of in the prime of his life, hanging out with his good friend Barry. I mean, yeah, this may be on my shelves for a very long time, and that's okay. Then I have The Lost Book of the Grail by Charlie Levitt. Not a clue what this is about. On to some M's. Princess Elizabeth's Spy by Susan Elia McNeil. This is the 2nd in the Maggie Hope mystery series. The first one was excellent. Then I have the 7th in the Kurt Wallander mystery series. This is One Step Behind by Henning Mankell. I have the rest of them on my living room shelves too. A very slim Bloomsbury edition. This is A Kid for Two Farthings by Wolf Mankiewicz. Ooh, The Inner Circle by Brad Meltzer. Sorry, that scared me. Gosh, if I get startled by a book this little's falling, I have got problems. Okay, The Green Steed, The Bicycle and Me and the Bicycle. This is by Betsy Jones Michael. She is local author to me, Milwaukee author. It's about riding her bike in England, the Yucatan Peninsula, and I'm assuming here in Wisconsin. Just a couple more. The Red House Mystery by A.A. Milne, the same one that wrote all the Winnie the Pooh books. Oh, this is so heavy. The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. This weighs a friggin' ton. David, pick a lighter GSM next time. And lastly, Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I do have the second and third in the trilogy downstairs in my M buckets, but the only one I have up here right now. And there's a little space. So let me turn this again. Hi. Nope, it's not gonna work. Nope, hang on. Bear with. If you've seen Miranda, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, better. Okay, so that was hopefully not too shaky for you, and I hope the lighting was okay. I know it's pretty atrocious. I don't own a ring light or any kind of studio lighting, and this experience has certainly taught me that I need to invest in one, for sure. But I hope that you could see everything well enough when I held it up to the camera. So let's hope that this shelf flip holds up, especially. This one was part of it. I couldn't flip it. It's just part screwed in. So it's just going to be bowed forever, and that's okay. But yeah, I hope this was interesting for you guys to see a little bit more of my TBR. Again, these are all TBR. I have to look up what I named this series because it's been too long. I don't remember anything. I also found a stack about 2 feet high of other books mixed in here that belong in other boxes downstairs. Let's just face facts here. They're going to have to be shuffled in with everything else. So yeah, that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too shaky. Again, I hope you could see everything, and I hope you didn't mind this very casual, super professional look at some of my TBR shelves. So hopefully I'll be back for another one in this series very shortly. That will be nice because I'll be able to stand up on the floor like a regular adult human and not hunched over on the floor like some kind of chubby golem. But I hope you're all doing well and taking care and reading something fantastic, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.